Oh, he's bloody dropped the microphone.
Great start to the podcast, Ollie.
Well, at least I can put it in at the beginning as well. Right, let's try that one again.
But we now have a new variant. With most of the country already under extreme measures, it's clear that we need to do more together. That means the government is once again instructing you to stay at home.
You're joking. Not another one?
Oh, yes!
I think there's a new rule for hosting this podcast. If you host this podcast, you have to support a team that has one of the best players in the league on it.
Yeah, Mason Mount, my lord. Mason Mount, my lord. Mason Mount.
And obviously, the Kiwi destroyer himself.
Don't you
Chris
mean
Wood.
big
Everyone-
fucking Kiwi? We've got a big fucking...
I can't believe it. Everyone at work came up to me and was like, "That Chris Wood, he's such a player, isn't he?" And I was like, "You probably never even heard of him before."
He's turned into an absolute machine at the moment.
I don't get what's happened. Do you see that touch he went for in that second goal? I was like, "All right, Chris, calm down." And I was like, "No, Chris, actually, don't calm down. Keep bloody going."
I'll tell you what, Ollie. You can celebrate because you're in the Premier League again next year.
Wait, we stayed up spending 1 million, not even £1 million on Dale Stephens alone, and he's played like 7 times.
It is mental, like the way that you have just managed to just kick. Like when you think, like when Dyche got relegated that first year that he brought them up, and then everyone, so many clubs would have got rid of him then, and not since then. It's been, just you've I mean, maybe flirted is the wrong word, but you've always been, at one point, I always know you. I know you too well, Ollie. At one point in the season, you're always going to go, "Oh, fuck's sake, we're just so shit. We're going to go down. We're just not good enough."
We
And
just
then
thought, do you know what? It's always like 3/4 of the way into the seat. Do you know what I mean? And then for the last quarter, we do something amazing, and we somehow, well, besides that season, we finished 7th. But we're like last season. I don't know. We were playing fucking awful in December and January, and then something changed, and then we turned into like prime Brazil, and then we finished 10th. I don't know how that even happened.
it was
And we
more this
matched
year.
Pardon?
It was more this year because the start you were awful at the start of the
2
season.
points from 7 games.
And I remember at the start of the season going, "Oh my god!" And I remember saying to you, Ollie, I was like, "I'm not being." I think I said it on the podcast. I said, "Ollie, I'm not going to lie to you. This is the most worried I've ever been for Burnley to go down. You just don't look like you can do anything at the moment." And you had that whole. I think you had a difficult summer because you had that whole summer with Tarkovsky and that kind of thing. And I know in the scheme of the transfer window as a whole from the media, it wasn't a big deal. But from a Burnley fan perspective and from the Burnley, from that small group knit players, that might have caused a bit of just disharmony in the dressing room. The fact that he,
Well, yeah, and especially we knew what Tarkovsky. I don't mean this in a rude way, but I would have done the same. I think if I was him, so I don't really blame him too much. But we knew what he was like from what he did at Brentford. Like he did exactly the same thing when we tried to buy him. That I have a little toe injury. Oh, I'm not. Do you know what? I don't think I can play. Oh no. Oh, stop! Ambulance! Ambulance! I can't play. And that's what happened. We started this season with Kevin Long and Jimmy Dunn in defence. Which, do you know what? Like, I can't knock them. Like, he came up against a really good Leicester team, and they did all right. Jimmy Dunn got his first Premier League goal. Do you know what? I think I might have said to you, after that first game of the season, we lost 4-2. It was like the second week, so that bloody European 1 week off. It was stupid. I don't know why we couldn't play Aston Villa that weekend. Anyway, I actually thought, right, well, we got beaten by a really good Leicester team, and we just made 2 mistakes really to let them lead go. I don't think we'll do too badly. Next thing I know, we're getting fucking smashed every week. And then I genuinely think a bit like this kind of goes under the radar mainly because it happened in the Championship, but it was a big point in that season. But the season we came up and won the league, we were miles behind before January. I genuinely didn't think we were going to go up automatically. We lost 3-1 or 4-1 to Hull, and then apparently Dyche was quite not close to going, but that was the closest I think he's ever been to being sacked. And then apparently he just sat everyone down, like with all the owners, with the chairman and all the directors, all the players, all the staff, all the supporter groups, all the main people, and he said, "Look, something's got to change." And he said, "I won't be happy unless we win the league." And like you've got it in them. Like we had one of the best squads that season, or like one of the best working squads, and we went 23 games unbeaten from then and won the league. So I don't know how he does it, but every time I never doubt Dutch. I don't think I've ever been at a point where I'm like, well, he needs to go. But there's some points when you're like, shit, man, you're not. Why is this player playing for the millionth time in a row? He's not done anything. And then the next game, like it was a prime example, is me with Lowton. I will always admit that I was so wrong, but Lowton was fucking awful. Like there was a reason Bardsley spent the whole last year and a half getting in ahead of him.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what has happened to Matt Lowton, but he has been unreal this season.
Rumours say he's a massive 442 metres apart fan.
Yeah, Matt, come on there, please. I love you. I'll get you on the back of my shirt next season. But I don't know. I don't get it. Like he went from being awful, like just couldn't defend a ball, getting caught out all the time. He never went forward. I've never seen him. There's only one game I've ever seen him really attack. And that was against MK Dons when we was in the Championship, and he was brilliant. That was the best I'd ever seen him play. This season, he's going forward. He's not getting assists, but he's getting the assists to the assist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fulham, I don't think he got enough credit for how good he was. Like Westy and Chris Wood were probably the only two better players than him in that game. He was fantastic. And I'm really happy that him and Charlie Taylor or Peters, whoever, are like making a solid like fullbacks. Being our solid fullbacks. I don't know how Dyche does it. He's obviously he's a very logical person, obviously. And I think he can understand, if I have this reaction, they'll react like this. And I think that's the only way you can do it with Burnley. And I don't think there's many managers who can do that.
Well,
I hardly breathed during that paragraph.
I've always said about Dyche is that you see sometimes so many managers are criminal of this. They get bombarded. I don't necessarily always blame the manager because owners and directors and there's so many roles now in a club now where it's almost like I just passed the paper from the medical man to the transfer person, the financial guy. Like, there's so many people involved in transfers now. It's not just a case of the manager.
Yeah.
But you see so many managers just buying players that don't go with your style. We said the same thing about Frank Lampard. I know it's on a much higher scale, but if Lampard's being honest, Lampard's not going to buy Kai Havertz, is he? Kai Havertz is not a Lampard signing. But when you look at Dyche, he literally buys players who literally are him in that position and player form because he goes and says, I need someone to play the exact system I'm playing. It may not be the flashiest signing in the world. It may not get people, looking at it going, Burnley are a force to be reckoned with. But it creates a strong, stable team, which, let's be honest, from a Burnley fan's perspective, is what you want now. Because I think you're almost in a way, Dyche is in a bit of not a safety net, because I think that's a bit harsh on him, but the safety net's there for him to go, I've already overachieved at this club by getting you European football. I know you didn't get into group stage, but you did.
Finished seventh in the Premier League.
But that's what I mean. So he's already overachieved. So it's not like you get other clubs like Crystal Palace and teams like that where they go, we just want to go that next step because Burnley have already. Dyche has already done that with Burnley.
That's what I mean. That's why I find the only two people on TV who don't really tend to fall into this trap is Gary Neville and not Gareth Southgate. He falls into this trap big time. But it's Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher because every BT are big criminals for this, especially for the likes of us. And maybe Southampton as well. But they always fail to acknowledge that actually, you look at teams like, and I always said this about Bournemouth, you always look at teams like Palace, Brighton, not Southampton, definitely not Southampton, but that kind of ilk, and Villa may be another one, especially because they're dropping away a bit this season. But Palace are the prime example. They are, and Bournemouth, they were the 40 plus points team. Do you know what I mean? We get to 40 points, happy days. But with us, well, I mean, we've got 54 points twice in 4 seasons. Like, that's 14 points more. And like, fine, okay, we're going to be on track for 40 points this season. But like you said, we've broken that threshold. And I don't think that 7th place was lucky. I think a lot of things went in our favour. Like, no team seemed to want to do anything really
that's
around
not your
us.
fault, is it?
No, we had the things to get that 7th place. Like, we had, I mean, it's a weird thing to say Burnley had depth, but we could bring a player in and out. We didn't really have that many in. Well, we did have a few, but not like vital ones.
It's like the Leicester effect, isn't it? It's like the Leicester. Like every year, every time people talk about Leicester, they go, "Oh, the other teams had a year off."
But they still have to take that opportunity.
Yeah, Leicester chose to take that opportunity. They played to take that opportunity that all the other teams were taking the season off. Do you know what I mean? It's not Burnley's fault that all the other teams below them went, "Yeah, well, we just won't turn up this season." You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great job Dyche has done, and like, do you think that? And I know that you're going to be. I want you to take your Burnley bias away.
Mate,
just
you know better than everyone I struggle with.
I know, but literally, just try and you're a neutral on a show. You're a neutral.
Fucking Burnley, they're fucking fun. Of course they are. Oh, the best day of my life when they get relegated from the Premier League. Sorry.
But, does Dyche get disrespected in terms of the conversation for maybe a manager of the season because, you know, it's not what people would perceive to be attractive? You know, in a way, like Brighton staying up and Burnley staying up, a lot of people are going to flirt with Graham Potter and go, what a job he's done, because the media perceive that style of football to be attractive and sexy. Whereas with Burnley, it's just like, oh, they just batter a load of. I'm not saying this is what I think Burnley do, but the media
it's a stereotype, isn't it?
Burnley batter everyone and just scrape over the line in the last minute. So should Dyche be considered this season, maybe for manager of the season?
I mean, I saw Gary Neville talking about this the other night. So last night, not before, Monday night. It's kind of that, like, I always think about, you know, that there's that who scored stats team of the week every week on team of the month. Mm-hmm. I always think, like, if there was like a stats based, not stats, but like, I don't know what the word is, like a components based manager of the year. I think Dyche wins it hands down every year.
Yeah.
But, no, I don't think he should. I think the only time he should have been in contention for manager of the season was the season we first stayed up, because that was ridiculous that we stayed up. I don't mean to say we shouldn't have, but that was like the one season we probably spent a bit of money. And again, but that's nothing compared to other teams around us. And then obviously, I still don't really understand how we didn't win manager of the season when we finished 7th.
Yeah, that's because City just bombarded the league, didn't they? Yeah,
well, I mean, like, I'm not saying Pep didn't deserve to win it, obviously, but I'm just saying it's bizarre. It was bizarre to me Wilder didn't win it last season. But anyway, I can't say I do think he should be up there for manager of the month. Like, I mean, if I had it my way, he'd win it manager of the year. I'd have it every bloody year, because I think what he does is amazing. But I think because we now are a solidified Premier League team. First time I probably ever said that.
Well, you are.
I don't because they don't really add in the money component. Do you know what I mean? That's never really played a factor in the manager of the year. But I do get your point. I do get Gary Neville's point. Like, if there was like a miracle worker of the year, I think he would win it every season.
Yeah, of course he would.
Maybe the only time he wouldn't was when David Wagner kept Huddersfield up, because that was equally as amazing, I thought.
Yeah, of course it was.
But I don't think they should have been up for. Well, sorry, I mean, I don't think. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I know I've said it out loud. Maybe David Wagner should have been up for manager of the year that season, because I did think that was pretty exceptional, and that's probably how people felt about Burnley the first year we stayed up, or the first year we finished 7th.
Oh yeah, Huddersfield should never have stayed up that year.
No, and I remember that game against Chelsea. I just thought, and that's why I think, well, yeah, you should celebrate staying up. Like, that's why I understand Derby. Like, they had such a shit season, money-wise and all that, and it's like the relief, oh, fuck, we're not getting wage cuts next season because we're staying up. I know it sounds stupid, but I do get it. Like, fuck Roy Keane. God, no one can have fun God forbid we could be happy achieving what we needed to. Ah, boo! No pints for us tonight, guys. Just water and orange squash.
Well,
really
I think we should do. I'm gonna throw this in because the other scary thing is that I think we've been doing this podcast nearly for a year, and which is scary. We're probably
That's weird.
It's so weird to
We're
think
almost on 30 episodes.
It's mental to think, and we had like a huge gap at one point. We did, and so it's scary to think like. But this is why I'm going to bring back the keep or sell game, because we usually do this after the season. But I think, to be honest, there's going to be lots of talk about the Euros and everything in the next few weeks, which we didn't have last summer. So you're solidified safe now. We're pretty much there or thereabouts. I think we should do the keep sell game again.
Yay! I thought we wanted to put the fake noises in, so I'll just yay!
So I'll go first. I've got the Burnley squad up here now. With some of these players, I'm gonna not just say keep or sell. I'm gonna throw you an alternative and pretend you are Sean Dyche, Ollie.
Right.
I'll be Thomas Tuchel. Hello.
What the fuck was that? Where do you think he's from?
Germany. Guten Tag.
Mate, you spent a whole 3 months practicing a German accent.
Oh yeah. Guten Tag.
Oh my god, it's Thomas Tuchel
here. Okay, so you're Sean Dyche and I'm Thomas Tuchel. We're not going to keep the voices. That'd be hilarious if we did. We should just do this podcast once with me pretending to be Thomas Tuchel and you'd be Sean. Oh dear. Right, okay. The first one is, I'm not going to say keep or sell. I'm going to say Tottenham come in with a £50 million bid for Nick Pope. What do you do?
Keep. I think he's worth more than 50 million.
60?
65 is 65 because I do believe, and I mean I don't know how I feel about it, because I think 65, because then that substitutes the 22 million that we're going to end up paying for Ramsdale, which I thought about it. Get Billy Mercer on his tail, but do we need him? Like, we've got Bailey Peacock. Oh, do you know what? This is not the question. No, I mean 60 million. No, 65. Yes.
Okay.
65 and Tanganga. There we go. Sorted.
Yeah, so I think that's a fair deal. Matthew Lowton.
Oh my god! Fucking sign him up. He's just had a new contract. Beautiful. Keep him.
Charlie Taylor.
Yeah, he's got to keep him in his prime.
James. Oh no, Jack Cork. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I think Brownhill was suffering with a bit of exhaustion at the end of the year, and Jack Cork coming in, especially against Wolves and against Fulham, I thought Corky was brilliant. It's great to see him back.
Mm-hmm. This is another alternative. West Ham or Leicester come in with a £35 million bid for James Tarkowski.
You can't 35 million for that.
You'd accept it?
No, you can't. No, not 35 million.
What would you accept then?
Well, I suppose he's in the last year of his contract, so the lowest would probably take or the highest is probably 40 million.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd accept 40.
Yeah.
This one's probably a silly.
Do you know what? I'll give you an alternative, actually. I know this wouldn't happen, but this is in my dreams. This is what's happened every time I've gone to sleep. Everton come in for him and do a straight swap with Michael Keane.
After the season Michael Keane's had.
I know.
Straightforward one, really, Ben Mee.
Yeah, I mean, a certified club legend now. 350 games. Now captain.
This one I'm not so sure about. Actually, going back on Ben Mee, I was watching a video on my old Chelsea membership video. Just watching an old video, and it was the Youth Cup final between Man City and Chelsea. And
he was captain, wasn't he?
And Ben Mee was the captain, and won the trophy.
Was Trippier playing in that game?
Yeah, he was.
Oh. Come back, Kieran.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Goodmanson.
I would keep it. Do you know what? Best season he's had in about 2 years, I'd say. Been really important. Games against Palace. I'm surprised he's not playing at the moment, but he has had a little knock. Surprise. I'd keep. I think he has signed another year, so I would keep him on it. I would keep him. Yeah, it's been really good, really good.
Josh Brownhill.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's died down a little bit this season, but I think he's played so many games, and especially he played like half of them out of position as well. So yeah, of course he only just signed as well, so keep him.
What about if Tottenham come in for 25 million for Chris Wood?
No, I mean no. There's strikers who have gone for more, right? Who hardly got the goal scoring record he has, and he's now got multiple figures. I don't think you can demand any more, any less than 40 million. Does that make sense? Demand any less? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean he's not just scoring the goals now. Like I get his point. Like if they'd come in with 30 million before, I'd been like, yeah, he's a I don't mean a tapping merchant, but do you know what I mean? Like he is. You set up the goal, he will score it.
Mm-hmm.
But this season, he is making his own goals. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if a bit more New Zealand got into him, and he was like, I need to move around a bit more. I need to use these big legs. But I think if someone's offering you £40 million for a 29-year-old, you can't reject it, can you? Like a club of our size.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll go though.
Yeah, Ashley Barnes.
Keep. Forever. I don't care. At 95 years old, I still want him sitting next to Jack Cork on the bench. And Bardsley. And Bardsley's son.
I won't give you an alternative on this one, actually. Dwight McNeil?
No, he's staying. He's staying. Just signed a new contract. Well, like in January? No, it must be just before that.
I think
this bollocks of Villa coming in with £15 million bid. You've got to buck up your ideas, lads. Come on.
This play you've been saying you think should go for a while. Robbie Brady.
Yeah, I think it's done deal. He's gone. I think he's going to go to Celtic. Yeah, it just, you know what? He never lived up. He was solid for us.
Just injuries, isn't it?
Yeah, and the season that he really was coming into his own, he ended up getting injured against Leicester, and I'll never forget that. It was gutting, absolutely gutting. Yeah, it's just something about our wingers. Touch wood. Thankfully, Dwight's never had that problem, but we just never, for the whole time, our whole life, we've had injury problems with our wingers. Probably Ross Wallace.
Bailey Peacock Farrell.
Yeah, I expect him, when Pope does go, I expect him to be our number one.
Okay. Dale Stephens.
I'm so conflicted by Dale Stephens, because we've not seen enough of him. I think if he was consistent in team, which, I mean, you can't get in above Westwood at the moment because he's playing brilliantly. And I think Cork and Brownhill are the alternatives. But I would never forget Stephens against Leeds. We almost won the game because of him. He was brilliant, but he's just not played enough. But I think if someone came in with like £1 million and said, go on, we want him. Like I could see Sheffield United or who else has gone down? None of my food off. Or West Brom, do you know what I mean? He's that kind of signing. Or I could see him going out on loan next season, maybe.
Ashley Westwood.
Yeah, I think he's just signed a new extension as well. Yeah, really coming to his own this season.
Jay Rodriguez, been a bit injury prone this year.
Yeah, and it's been hard because he was. I put him down as our player and signing of the season. Signing of the season. Sorry, Pope was obviously player, but he was close. Rodriguez, he was brilliant, but yeah, he's just not. It's not helped that Vidra and Wood have come in and done the job, and then Barnes has actually been slotting away slowly. Do you know what I mean? Like when Barnes has played, he has put the ball in the net, and obviously Barnes has been struggling. But I think we'll keep Rodriguez. I think he's happy. Like he's doing a lot for the community, his like hometown. So I think he's happy just to stay. But do you know what? If someone came in, it would hurt. It would hurt to see him go again. But you can't. Like if someone's coming in for money, especially when we didn't pay a lot for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it coming.
Eric Peters.
Yeah, keep. Really, again, another player came in last season. He was a bit shaky in defence, but good going forwards.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of last season, when he played out on the wing, he just did the job perfectly. Do you know what I mean? He was what you needed, just someone to be there to get the crosses in. This season, games against Everton, I know he got injured in that one. Liverpool, Arsenal, both Arsenal games, he was superb. And he has been most of the season when he's come in. And I think he's happy just to be back up to Taylor.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Phil Bardsley running down the wing.
I don't know why I love him so much, but it's just funny, isn't he? He's like Ashley Barnes' dad. I love it. Yeah, I assume he's going to stay another year. Don't see why not. I think he signed another year.
Mate Vidra.
That's a tough one. It is a tough one because I could understand if Watford came in for him, because I could see that. That's the only team I could see coming in for him. I think he would push for it just because it would bring him back a little bit. Like, he has been brilliant, but he's obviously not scoring the goals. He's just been the provider. Like, I don't know if you watched the Fulham game. Thought he was magnificent on Monday. But yeah, I mean, if it was my choice, keep him 100% because he's really coming into his own.
Kevin Long.
I mean, it's such a weird one. He's like our longest serving player. He's been there like 12 years now. He's in for his testimonial. I mean, I really want him to go and get first team football. Do you know what I mean? If he'd gone a couple of years ago, I reckon. I always said when Middlesbrough went down, they should have signed Kevin Long. Like, he's a perfect signing, and he would have been captain. I reckon. He's captained Ireland. Fucking Kevin Long. Do you know what I mean? Ridiculous.
Jimmy Dunn.
Yeah, I mean, if he's happy, I would again another player. I want to see him go and get first team football because we saw at the beginning of the year he's got the talent. He just needs the time. There was a thing that we were going to swap him for Alan Brown from Preston, and I would like to see that happen because I think I would like to see him play because I think he could be a Premier League defender soon. Just he needs that experience.
And the last one, well, I was just going to say, I was looking at your loan players, and I was like, I don't think you want this loan player back anyway.
He's going. Ben Gibson, he's gone. Norwich have to sign him now. They've gone up. Brilliant. Fucking, I can't wait to watch him get relegated next season.
And that's it. That's your score. So you pretty much let's add to that. Three realistic Burnley signings you'd like to see come in.
Okay, first, right. So I'm going to go on the. First one, no doubt at all, that Mate from Reading, fucking quality player, really good player. I think that's going to be the one to watch with the bottom half of the league teams. I think there's going to be a big fight for him. We get linked with him every year, and I do think he's quite good, and I would like to see him come in. But that Dale Fry, just as especially if Tarkowski goes, I'd be quite comfortable with him in our defence. You know, I've been so disillusioned. Huh?
Not used to signing more than one player.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I've been so disillusioned with transfers, I rarely think about it anymore. I always see players, and I'm like, oh, that'd be nice.
The funniest thing you've ever said was when we did one of these podcasts on transfer deadline day, and we were talking about how excited transfer deadline day is, and you were like, well, our transfer person has just been told to step down.
I saw the other day that we extended Mumbongo's contract for a year, and someone posted the transfer window closed picture. Okay, on the thinking that Pope goes, God rest my soul. I would probably go Freddie Woodman. I know he's just after.
Yeah, I think he could play Freddie Woodman.
Yeah, after preaching that he's going to be on a free, he's just signed a new contract with Newcastle. They're going to own every goalkeeper in the league, in the world. They're going to have bloody. Next thing we know, like Luke Daniels will be there. David Bentley will be there. Not David Bentley. What's his name? The one who used to play for Brentford.
Daniel Bentley.
Daniel Bentley. Yeah. David. I'm like, well, they can sign David Bentley if they want. He can play in goal. Scott Carson can. Anyone can. Actually, do you know what? One player I would love to see. We've been rumoured, and I think I posted it in the group chat. But it looks like he's going to go to United. And I'm sad about this. But Tom Heaton. Oh my good lord! I got so excited. If Pope goes and Heaton came back. I don't know. Well, I suppose Ben Mee would stay captain, but they have two captains then. Oh, that'd be mad. Even if he came back as a backup for Bailey, he's going to United. I think. Do you know what? I think he would be a great signing just to be their third choice. Like that knowledge, he probably learned from Billy Mercer, and he's probably passed that on to Martinez, and now he'll probably pass it on to Henderson, and it'll make. I promise you, Henderson will be the best keeper in the league because of it.
Very good chance.
Yeah, I think that's what they want. I think that's what Man United want. That Billy Mercer effect, but through Heaton. Also, unrealistic transfer. I'm always open for Kieran Trippier to come back.
one day when he's 45.
Yeah, I'll take him. One of the best players we've ever had. Right, I've got the Chelsea team open.
I am ready.
Right. A lot of money difference already. Kepa Arrizabalaga.
He's going to go, isn't he? I reckon he'll go on loan and then he'll go permanently.
Where do you
yeah,
think he'll go?
he'll go. He'll go on loan. I can tell you right now, he'll go on
Where do you think he'll
loan.
go?
Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he went to like a Celta Vigo or a...
Really? I'd thought like Juventus or something, because Szczesny has been wank.
Well,
And Buffon's going.
I don't know what it is, because I think in a slower league and not in such a competitive league, I think he'd be an all right goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, he needs to be in a place where the teams aren't pressing so high.
Well,
He
this
just
is what I
can't
mean.
handle it, can he?
Because I was watching that Villarreal Arsenal game. Ha ha, Arsenal!
That was a week ago now. Mental.
But that Rooney in goal, he's not much better than Kepa, really, is he? But
No.
so I don't know. I think he'll go on loan because I think Chelsea need to recoup.
Yeah, if you could just get someone paying a bit of his wages, that would be a huge. Because he's on lots, isn't he?
Well, we need to do what we did Morata, because we made a profit on Morata when we sold him.
Ridiculous.
We did that. So I think, to be honest, we'll loan him out to a Spanish club.
Yeah, but looking at Morata, he's gone back to every club he's played for, so you might be back in for him soon.
True. Very. Oh God, please no.
Yeah,
he'll go on loan. We'll try and bump his transfer fee up, and then he'll go permanently the next year. But yeah, he won't, regardless whether it's a loan or go. He won't.
He needs to get a haircut as well, man. It doesn't suit him at all.
Yeah, he'll go. No chance he'll be.
And
there.
his greased back hair. Tony Rudiger.
Yeah, he'll stay. He's been absolutely brilliant last few weeks, and he's shown real leadership qualities now, which I haven't seen Rudiger ever have. So
he's lost his he's passionate, but he's lost his aggressive, his bad aggressive side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he can handle himself. He's grown up, I think. Because I never forget that game where he was. I think he was on crutches on the side against us, and he just kept getting so fucking wound up about nothing.
Yeah, he's been brilliant the last few weeks. So it'll be him with. Oh well, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, he'll be there next year. He's had a brilliant end of the season.
Marcus, that's a tough one. Marcus Alonso.
Oh,
it's because every time when you doubt him, he does something really amazing.
Do you know what I said last year? I'd sell him. Do you know what? I'd keep him now because I think Chilwell is the number one now. And in the last few weeks, I think Chilwell stepped up his game a lot. He has because for the first, he came in, looked good, and then he started to look really, really poor, shaky. But I think the only reason he wasn't getting as much grief was because of the people up front not doing the business more. But over the last few weeks, he started to look a lot better. So he'll be the number one. And I think if we're being honest, Alonso's heart's in Chelsea. It is. His heart. I would say Alonso's heart's more in Chelsea.
It's not in Sunderland.
I think his heart's more in Chelsea than, and we'll get into it later, but maybe more than an Emerson. So I'd like Alonso to stay. I think he's a good character to have around the dressing room. So, and I don't think he's one of these players that will sit there moaning every week that he's not playing. He doesn't feel like he has a right to play to earn it. So, and it gives a different option if we want to play, more of an attacking fullback. So yeah, I'd go Alonso. I'd keep him.
Right, another tough one, Christensen.
Keep 100%. He's been our best defender since the turn of the year. He's been absolutely brilliant. And I didn't think I'd say that. For years, I've said Christensen looks like he could have all the ability in the world, but he just doesn't show it. But under Tuchel, he's looked the best I've ever seen him. So yeah, I would. And I think to be honest, we are going to go and get a world-class centre-half this summer. But I think Christensen has proved that he should be there next year. So I'd keep him.
Again, I have no idea what to make of this player. I think he's shit, but people have other opinions. Jorginho.
Oh God.
I just don't think his heart's at Chelsea at all.
Do you know what I've said ever since he's come in? I've said, a lot of people see Jorginho play and they think, oh, he's good. He makes some good passes and that kind of thing. But what people don't see when they don't watch him week in, week out, they always see, the Tammy Abraham pass against Watford. They never see him needlessly just tap the ball to the side just because it's programmed him that he has to do that, and he'll give the ball away, and it will go. That 5-2 against West Brom, that was a lot of that. The goals were, if you look further up the play, he's the one that's given it away, or made the mistake, or made the wrong movement. But then in this run, he's played really well. But then my thought is also, is he being carried by the team spirit at the moment?
Who he reminds me of? I know this is a really shit comparison, but just for my benefit, he reminds me of Jeff Hendrick for us.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think he could be being carried in the team spirit at the moment that we seem to have at the moment. So when from next season we have a brand new slate and that's all gone in a sense. Well, not gone, but it flattens down because you're not in the hype of cup finals and end of season run-ins. It's a tough one. I think I'd keep him because I don't think we lack numbers in that centre midfield position. We don't have many centre midfielders.
Yeah, I can't imagine you're going to have a lot of money to spend this summer either.
I would. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would keep him. I would keep him just because I feel like we need numbers in there, and I think it's too soon to push Billy Gilmore in permanently still. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree with you on that one. I still can't make my mind up on him. Right, I think this one's a bit of a done deal, but do tell me if I'm wrong. Thiago Silva.
I'd keep him for another year. I think.
Is he really? Is he not? Oh, I thought he was definitely going.
No. I think there's a little talk. He's said that he's coming out and he's going to make a decision at the end of the season. What to do. But I think you can see this season, the leadership that he's shown is so important. And I think if we're being honest, I think he's the type of character that I don't think will be going to Tuchel next season going, I want to be playing, because I think the legs are going. But I do feel like,
as much as I do rate him, I have seen some shaky moments. But again, that was under the Lampard.
But it's his leadership qualities that make other players around him a better player. And, Christensen, Rudiger, even Zuma to an extent, you could all say have benefited this season and have got, even if they haven't got majestically better, they've got a little bit better due to him being alongside them or just watching him in training. Do you know what I wouldn't mind is maybe a player coach role?
I was literally just going to say, I think that's probably going to be the case. And
I wouldn't say no to that. Maybe a clause in the contract saying I have to play, maybe about at least 20 games in the whole season. I'll play.
Or maybe a clause where he can just retire at any point and become a full-time coach or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be down for that. That's what if I was the Thomas Tuchel, I'd offer him a player coach role now.
All right. Again, I don't think this one's going to take much talking. N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, keep 100%.
But this one might cause some talking. Tammy Abraham, you're number 9.
I don't. I'm going to speak from Tuchel's point of view. I don't think Tuchel rates him, so I don't think Tuchel.
I don't think Tammy wants to be there anymore.
And I think
he knows it's over.
Yeah, I agree. And I think.
What do you reckon, Aston Villa?
Villa, maybe West Ham.
I don't know. I think Villa know him, whereas I think to the outside, I think he puts off a lot of people because he's not. I don't know what the word is. Like he's. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not your ideal kind of striker. It's not who you go to, is it? Whereas Villa know him. He scored a lot of goals in the Championship for Villa.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I wouldn't keep him. I'd sell him.
All right, I'm gonna give you a bit of a different option. I don't know. A big European team, they come in with a £50 million bid for Christian Pulisic. Do you sell him?
No, absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not. Keep him at all costs.
I know there's been talks though, hasn't there? There's been rumours.
He's so good. And I don't think people realise how good he is because he's had a lot of injury hit season this year.
You know, David, a fun fact about him that he's American.
You wouldn't know, would you?
I've never heard it before, but I thought it was really interesting. I thought you'd like to know he's a star-spangled player.
Captain America, mate. No, I wouldn't sell him at all. He's so crucial to the way that we want to play. So no, I wouldn't sell him. Even if 100 million came in, I wouldn't sell him.
Mm-hmm. Do you reckon he's just not starting as much because of the injuries?
He's not been 100% fit this year. He's not been 100% fit this year. He hasn't recovered from that Arsenal in a cup final injury. There was no pre-season. It's been a bit of a crazy season for him. I think his heart's there at Chelsea as well. And you can see, like, with the Real Madrid goal in the first leg, he's quality. He is so good. We just need to nurture him, and we will have one heck of a player on our hands.
Okay. Right. Timo Werner. I mean, you're not going to get rid of him, are you?
I don't think he wants to be there, if I'm being honest.
He doesn't look happy, does he?
I genuinely think he's going to be used in a swap deal with someone, and I don't know who it will be. Whether it be Haaland or not, I'm not sure. I personally, because I think you'll still get what we paid back for him because we didn't buy him for ridiculous money because we got him in a release clause. I still think a team where they know he's going to go into that league and score goals will pay the money for him, as you like a Germany team.
That's not the Dortmund way, though, is it? That's my only thing.
I personally would.
Do you know what? I could see you swapping him for someone like Leroy Sané.
We do need someone so much better. We need a striker. We need a bullying centre forward, and unfortunately,
I hope we sit here in another year's time, and we're wrong. Do you know what I mean? I hope it does work out for him. I'm making it sound like he's my grandchild going to his first job.
I don't know.
Timo.
I would sell him though. I'd sell him.
Right. What about the penalty king himself, Willy Caballero?
Oh, I love him. I'd have him on the bench, like you said with Eric Peters, with Ashley Barnes. He could sit in the dressing room for as long as he wants.
I just love that everyone calls him Big Willy. It makes me so happy.
He is the Big Willy, though. Big fucking Willy.
Well, there's the title of the podcast.
Love him. Yeah, he's got to stay there.
Right, number 15.
I know I don't know we shouldn't elaborate on him, but I think he's going to do what Hilario's done. He'll just play, and then slowly, without people really knowing, he'll just manoeuvre into
Hilario, not letting fucking millions of goals.
He'll become a goalkeeping coach.
He apologised for comparing the legend that was Willy Caballero to Hilario.
I do apologise, Willy.
Joe, do you remember when Hilario was like the first football meme?
Oh God, he's hilarious. Hilario.
What's he doing now? What's he doing with his life? Do you know what? Until you said his
Hilario,
name.
He's at Chelsea. He's a goalkeeper.
He's still there. Oh my God, he is.
He's a goalkeeping coach at Chelsea.
God, he played for Portugal.
He did
one game.
He played one game for Portugal.
Wow, that is. Well, you know what? That shows you can do anything. He's quite a handsome boy now.
I know.
Oh my word. Oh, I take it back. Willie, you need to smarten up your act, mate. Do you know what? If someone sound clips that. Right, we got the French machine, Kurt Zouma. Okay, no, I'll change it because he's had a solid season. If someone came in 35 million.
Yeah, you'd take it. I think, to be honest, I still think we're going to go and get a top centre half, and I think you need about 4 and maybe 1 youngster in a squad. Really, that's the most you need. So we got Christensen, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and I think we're going to get another one, and then you can have a youngster who might flit about a bit. I think I'd sell him anyway. I think he's been great this season, but is he the answer going forward? No.
What do you reckon, PSG?
It wouldn't surprise me if we went to Lille.
Do they have the money to bring him in though? Do you know what I mean?
True, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Going to demand bigger wages, isn't they? Well,
it wouldn't surprise me if we went to a team in France. To be honest.
Yeah, I could see him going to. I reckon PSG are going to spend quite a bit. We have, well, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Edouard Mendy.
Love him.
Or as buddy Steve McManaman tries to tell me, Mundi.
Absolutely love that guy. He is so good. Love him. Keep him.
He's so funny. Have you seen his interviews? His interviews are fucking hilarious.
He's absolutely brilliant. He's
I saw someone ask him. I think it might be after the Champions League game.
it's the Kante one at the moment that's going around. He's like, Peter Osgood.
Oh, I fucking love that.
I love it, Golo. But yeah, keep 100%. Not our number one.
Right, and the next one, the most up and down player I think I've ever seen for Chelsea, as in season-wise, Matteo Coversich.
Yeah, I'd keep him. Yeah, he's again with the Jorginho. Kovacic is an option that I think more clubs would like to have. You know, a player that's not necessarily going to score you a lot of goals, but will pick up the ball and drive it forward. So yeah, keep him.
Well, I mean, he's your fifth cap. Fucking how many captains you got? Mason Mount, Christ, fifth captain.
Mental, isn't it? My Mason Mount, love him, absolutely love him. So he is 100%, 1,000,000% our next captain, and definitely keep him.
Well, not he's the fifth captain according to the 5 captains. Fuck me. I suppose they've just taken over the armband. They've gone, well, he's the 5th captain. The 24th captain, actually. Callum Hudson-Odoi. That's quite a tough one, actually.
I'd keep him because I think he's shown a bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's shown a lot more this season, but I think he's.
I am the biggest Hudson-Odoi doubter ever, aren't I? And I think he's been decent from what I've seen since Tuchel's come in.
Yeah, and to be fair, before with Lampard, he wasn't performing amazingly, but he wasn't poor, I wouldn't say.
No, well, the seasons before that, he was
awful. So yeah, I'd keep him though.
Benny Chilwell.
Yeah, left back choice, keep.
He's not going to go, is he? Okay, so I can't think. Right, I'm just going to go PSG again because I mentioned them. They come in with a 35 to 40 million pound bid for Hakim Ziyech. What are you doing?
Keeping him.
He really annoys me. Like I think, I thought for years. Do you know we always signed him years ago? He's such a quality player, but at Chelsea he would do something amazing and then something ridiculously shit, and it drives me nuts.
For another year. I want to see him for another year.
It's too early to make a judgment call on him.
I want to see him for another year, so yeah, I'd keep him.
Billy Gilmore.
Loan. I think he needs a Premier League loan. I think he needs to go to somewhere like a Palace or a Leeds, maybe a Leeds.
God, you never get him back.
Definitely
He'll be coming back. Thomas, have you ever met this guy called Marcelo? He's beautiful.
Thomas. Well, apparently the rumours are that Lampard's the favourite for the Palace job. So if Billy was to go there, I think that'd be a good fit.
Oh no! Don't make me go back to Frank. No.
No, I think
Roy.
He needs a loan.
Again, I know how much you rate this next guy, Reece James.
Oh, I fucking love that guy. Yes, keep.
I can't remember who was it. Who was it he beat on the ball the other day? And he took it around him, and I thought, "Fuck me!" And who was that against City? Was it Zinchenko?
No, it was I can't remember. It was against Man City, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, he's gonna get tackled there," and I was like, "Oh, no, he's not."
I think it was that. Was it? No, it was Ake he was running up against. I can't remember who he took it round, but yeah, I've seen the clip.
Joe, we've not mentioned once that Man City are the champions. Well done, woo!
Well done, Man City.
Didn't see that coming. Do you know what? At the beginning of the year, I didn't, so fair enough.
Yeah, we'll end the podcast on that.
Your first captain. Finally, we made it to your first captain, Cesar Azpilicueta.
Do you know what? I remember saying to you on this podcast, this will be his last season, but I don't think it is. I think next season will probably be his last season.
He needs to stop screaming at people.
But yeah, I would keep him.
Right. Your other German. I only got a few Germans actually. No, it's your third German, Kai Havertz. Surely.
Yeah, I think he's been absolutely brilliant the last few weeks.
Since we praised him, he's done brilliantly.
Yeah, he's like Matty Lowton. He's a firm 4-4-2 meters apart.
He stopped eating the pucker pie. Oh. Right, and the last one. Actually, I'm going to go through some of your loan players as well.
Oh,
but yeah, fuck me. Oh my god, I've just scrolled down to the loan section. Right, we've got one more. I think I know this one's going. Emerson.
Yeah, I think if we're keeping Alonso, he'll go.
Yeah. Scored a nice goal in the Champions League, though.
Yeah, he's a nice bloke, Emerson. Just
Right, I'm not going to go through all these bastards because there's a fucking load of them. Right, we're going to go for the important. Actually, I've got one here, and I don't know how true this is. I read it in the Athletic, so I'm going to go not very. But apparently, Thomas Tuchel really likes Charlie Musonda.
Again,
I can't see him staying, but apparently he really likes him.
well, if there's a manager to get the best out of him, it's him. But I think we've got so many wingers, we don't need.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, I wouldn't personally. I'd loan him again.
Right, sure. Okay, I'm going to go through like some of these loan players who have actually played for you, and some who are like youngsters. Do you know what I mean? Who could make it?
Yeah.
I mean, just give quick. You know, unless you want to. Zappacosta.
No, gone.
Yeah, Ampadu. I think he's been exposed quite a lot this season.
I don't know. So part of me thinks there's a player in there, but part of me sits there and goes, I think it's another player that's going to be just a simmerer.
I think he needs to. I think he needs to stay at Sheffield United.
I think I can't actually decide on that. I think if I was the manager, I'd bring him for pre-season and see what he's like, and then I'd make my decision at the end.
All right, fair enough. Just one for a bit of fun. Danny Drinkwater.
Oh dear, keep him into the midfield.
He's only played 9 games in Turkey.
He's so bad. Yeah, I don't know where he's going to go, but yeah, he can't stay.
I can't imagine nowhere in England would take him. Leicester might, but would they want him?
No, yeah, he's not going to stay, is he?
I don't have to say this guy's name, but I am fucking impressed with him. I thought he was one of the only good players from the under-21s Euros. But is it Gay? Mark Gay?
Oh yeah.
I would keep him. I don't know. Is he 20? How old is he? He's 20. I think. So. I don't think he'll ever really play for you. But
he needs a Premier League loan.
I've been impressed. I've been really impressed with what I've seen from him.
You know, if Swansea go up, that's not the worst shout for him to go there on loan again.
No, not well. He would want to stay, wouldn't he, for a season? Right. This will be a tough one. Tomori. I'm surprised he went on loan.
100% bring him back. He is so good.
Is that why Zuma goes?
Yeah, Tomori comes in for me 100%. I mean, whether he'll want to, but then I don't know, because if Lampard's still been in charge, I think he probably would have gone, just get me out of here. But now Tuchel's in charge, he might be. And if we win the Champions League, you know,
imagine how fucked off Tomori would be.
You know, he might sit there and go, this is probably not a bad idea for me to come back permanently. And Thomas Tuchel's already been asked about Tomori, and he said in a conference, he said he's a great player and we'll assess it in the summer, which is basically him saying, I need to have a look at him properly and see what his attitude's like. But yeah,
do you know what I mean?
But if I'm the manager, I'm 100% bringing him back in. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
Okay, I'm going to go about 2 or 3 more. Just quick ones for these ones. I've lost them. Where are they gone? Trevor Chalobah?
No.
Do you know what? Fucking quality player and Football Manager, though. Conor Gallagher?
I don't think he's good enough, if I'm being honest, no.
I think he's got a Premier League career in him somewhere.
Not at Chelsea.
No, of course not. Right, these ones are going to be tough. Well, this one isn't. The first one, Batshuayi.
Oh, piss off.
Oh, mate, actually, I've got 2 better ones for you. Victor Moses.
I love Victor Moses.
I know. It gets worse from here, mate.
If I was to see Victor Moses come back in, I would be like, oh, love you, man. But yeah, he's going to go, isn't he?
Right, the king, the Mr. Football himself, Bakayoko.
Oh, no, he's gone, isn't he?
I forgot all about him.
He's so shit.
There's so many Bakayokos now as well. Right, these are the 2 last ones, I promise. Ruben Loftus.
Oh, I love him, and I think
I just don't see a room for him.
If he didn't have injuries and he didn't have,
we shouldn't play the fucking New England Revolution. He wouldn't have injury problems.
Well, exactly. If he didn't have injuries and he didn't have a lack of confidence, which he clearly doesn't have, do you know what Ruben Loftus-Cheek could have been remembered by? The kid that could have been the dog's bollocks. The kid that could have been the next best thing. And unfortunately,
he could have been the Loftus-Cheeks.
Yeah, he's never going to live it up to because I would personally sell him, and it breaks my heart to say that because I always wanted Ruben Loftus-Cheek to turn it around and be quality.
I think everyone did. Do you know what I mean? I think everyone wanted him to be that England player as well.
And he was, and at the World Cup, he earned his place there. He'd earned his place on that plane, and he was. And then again, we don't have many centre midfielders, so I wouldn't be prone to get.
And now he's earned his place in the Championship.
I wouldn't be prone to saying no to coming as a squad player, but I'm just gutted because I think he's one of these players. It's like the Ravel Morrison, and I'm not saying Loftus-Cheek's like him, but because Ravel Morrison just had a stinking attitude, which I don't.
Awful attitude.
But it's going to be like one of those players you sit there and go, "What could
I
have
could see him randomly signing for a European team next season.
Yeah,
Just out of the blue, like, oh, he's off to Napoli. What?
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to keeping him, but I think is he going to be Chelsea quality that we need?
For the sake of keeping him, you would, but obviously it's not going to make him happy. The only place in the Premier League I see him going is Palace. I think it's too much of a risk for other teams to pay all because he's on a lot of money, and I know he'll get a bit of a pay cut, but he'll still be the highest earner most places he goes. And I just don't. I think he'll be willing to take more, especially if Lampard goes to. Palace. But again, I could just see him AC Milan, Inter Milan, somewhere like that. Juventus even maybe do a bit of a Ramsey, but I don't know. We'll see. And last but not least, fuck me, you have a massive squad, mate. Ross Barkley.
No, he's gone. You know, he impressed me at the start of the season, but I think he's really tailed off.
Yeah, so, he's been a miserable bastard, hasn't he?
No.
It was amazing because everyone, like a couple of years ago, everyone was like everyone loved Ross Barkley. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like Danny Drinkwater. Everyone loved Danny Drinkwater, and now it always reminds me of that Arsenal and Tottenham thing. A couple of years ago, everyone loved Tottenham. Now everyone fucking hates them. A couple of years ago before that, everyone loved Arsenal. Now I don't think there's a team hated more in England than Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, we've got to talk about it, Man City. You mentioned it. We have to end this podcast. But we did the last 10 minutes talking about Man City. I mean, I don't think even when the season first begun, me and you were slating Manchester City. But one thing you've got to give Pep and the Manchester City team is that they needed to go on that run. And when they did look, very, very good.
It's made it look so easy, that run.
They just have. And again, people might say, oh, if Liverpool hadn't got Van Dijk injured and...
No, I don't think that would have mattered. I think it'd be closer.
I don't think so either because I think they've got someone who's just as good as Van Dijk in the back, and that's Ruben Dias. I think he's been just superb. Again, this is where Pep gets it right. Sometimes Pep doesn't have many blunders in terms of signings. He'd have players that come in and he might not play them as much, like a Nathan Ake. Is Ake a flop? I wouldn't say he's a flop. I just don't think he can't get in the team. And I don't think that's down to ability. I just think that's because, regardless of what I think about John Stones, him and Diaz look fucking amazing. And then when you got put Aymeric Laporte into that situation as well, it makes it even harder. But I just think they've looked so impressive this year. They have looked so impressive, from back to front. Their team is just it's and to think they're going to win the league and potentially the Champions League with no recognised striker playing hardly at all through the season is bloody frightening.
Well, wait for them to get a striker. I can't work out right if it's going to make them or break them.
I think it's going to make them. You had Harry Kane scoring about 30 goals in that team, and they won't win the league by 10 points. They'll win it by about 30 points.
So it's a scary thought, isn't it?
It is scary because I said at the start of the season, and I now look like a mug, and I accept I've got egg on my face because I said Pep's finished. I said he won't win anything this year. He'll probably win the Carabao Cup, but that's theirs anyway. You know what I mean? Mm. But he has proved me 100% wrong. But then I don't think when I was sitting there giving Pep a lot of grief at the start of the season, me and you both were giving him a lot of grief, and lots of other people I know. I don't think that was unjustified. I don't think it was unjustified at all. But what he's done is he's turned it round. They went from playing, I mean, I remember saying to you for years, I could watch Man City play and win 6-0, and I'll literally be sitting there going, well, that was a boring game. But this season, they've changed that. They've changed an element of their play. And
do you know what? I haven't seen a team do this since Pep's Barcelona. And this is obviously prime Pep Guardiola. He's made every single one of those players superstars. And they weren't. They weren't superstars. Gundogan was not a superstar. But Gundogan's been one of my favourite players to watch this season. I think he's been absolutely unreal. Zinchenko, he's been fantastic. Since January, Zinchenko has been one of their best players, not by a mile, because it's hard to be. But do you know what I mean? But why is Zinchenko, who was probably out the door a couple of months ago, a year ago, and he's done brilliantly. John Stones, one of the most important players this season. Why? I never know why. I can't understand how that works.
No.
Who else? Who else have they got? Jesus. Do you know what? I was wrong about Jesus. I think he's been, since I said he was fucking shit when Max came on, I think he's been brilliant. I think he's done his job perfectly. I mean, he needs to score more goals, but he's looked like he's... Riyad Mahrez. I thought Mahrez was, out of all their wingers, I thought, he's got to go. No, he's put in some of the best performances over the last few months I've ever seen from a player in England.
It's scary to think that he doesn't even play Sterling in the big games anymore now.
No, I know.
That's what the scary thing is. Because I sat on another podcast. I said on another podcast that I think Raheem Sterling's got to step up his game because I don't think he's going to start in the Euros. And the reason why is because even when Pep's dropping him, because one thing you can always say about Sterling throughout the years that he's been at City, he's the one player that Pep never drops. He was the one player that Pep never dropped. And now he's struggling to get in the team. And that shows, the levels that Man City have got at the moment. And, they've spent wisely again. They didn't go out and do what a lot of people would have said Man City need to go out and buy all these world-class superstars to get back to catch Liverpool up. But he didn't. He went out and went, okay, I'll go and scout. I'll go and buy Ruben Dias. And me and you included both went, Ruben Dias? Oh dear. What
well, I called him Otamendi 2.0, didn't I?
Exactly. No, he's come in and he is as good as Van Dijk. I'm sorry, people put Van Dijk on that high level.
Different kind of defenders, though, aren't they?
He's as good as Van Dijk. He really is good as Van Dijk. And then he went and bought Fran Torres. Just a needed winger, not a world beater, but you can't argue Torres,
especially recently. I thought he died down a little bit in the middle. I thought he started brilliantly. Died down a bit in the middle, but I think he's finding his own again. But he's not played every game, and he wasn't. I don't think he was ever promised that, obviously.
No, yeah,
but exactly. He looks like he's going to be very good. He plays really well for Spain as well.
Yeah, it's just an incredible team, and they fully deserve that league title this year.
I can't believe, looking at what they've done and what they could do still this season, that we ever doubted them. That everyone did. City fans probably did.
I know. This is what the scary thing is, and they've just been. Oh, they've been simply brilliant. They've simply been brilliant. Foden. How have we not mentioned Phil Foden?
This was a guy last season. Pep didn't even want to pick him. Pep Guardiola was like, he's not ready. What the fuck? Why? Why are you not picking? And he goes on and probably wins their Player of the Year award now.
Scary, isn't it? It's just, the problem is now you think they're not going to add a lot to that squad. I generally think they're going to add Harry Kane. I generally do. Harry Kane or Haaland.
Still Haaland for me.
Well, wherever you bring in, that guy's going to come in and score 30 goals. And that is frightening. That is frightening for this league to think that they're adding even more quality to
I can't wait to see Haaland at Turf Moor, even if he scores 10. I just want to see him do that bombing run down the long side. Oh, it'd be beautiful.
Haaland. Oh my God, Barnsley pulled his hamstring.
Oh my God, imagine like Kevin Long and Haaland. They'll become best friends.
But yeah, fully deserved.
That's what dreams are made of.
Fully deserved.
Can you believe, right? So next week, we have planned something. We have actually done some planning.
First time ever.
Well, actually, I say we've done some planning. It was meant to be tonight, but we had a little panic that it wasn't going to happen. So we've ended up recording our own episode. But we have not one guest, not two. I might have miscounted. Not three. Is it four? About four. There's no more, is there? It's four.
No, it's 3.
Oh, is it 3? We don't have 4. We have 3. Not 4.
Yeah, it's Max, Tom, and Sean, isn't it?
We have 3 guests. And we're gonna do not only our team of the year, we're gonna do our young team of the year. And actually, I think we should do our overrated 11 as well of the year.
That'd be hilarious.
Bielsa. No, I'm joking. Don't hate me. But yeah, we've actually planned something.
Okay. Can we just say BT on Bielsa when they were doing their man? Oh, you can't not put Bielsa in the Manager of the Year awards, can you?
Do you know what? I would not have a problem with Bielsa if they didn't ram him down our throats every fucking 2 minutes. Do you know what? That if Leeds are in like a 7-0 loss, well, Leeds are the most entertaining team to watch because they've let a team put 7 goals past them. Oh, Bielsa! Yes, I love you. Do you know what annoys me the most, right? Bielsa had this news article I saw it, and it said he apologises and regrets that he's not learned English yet. Someone took a picture on Twitter with Bielsa. He was reading a newspaper that was in English. What? I did read this thing that apparently that a former Leeds employee said. So pinch of salt, everyone. That apparently he can speak English, and he just likes the mystery that no one thinks he can speak English. Fuck off, grow up. You're like 65. Come on. If I get 65, I'm going to move to Spain and never learn Spanish. No, I'm going to
get 65.
I'm going to Canada, and I'm just going to speak. I'm not going to speak, and everyone's going, "Oh, he's so mysterious, Ollie, we love you."